On this day, it is my privilege to join Chancellor Motley in presenting the John F. Kennedy Award for Excellence, Academic Excellence, to a most deserving student. Alexander Winnett, please step forward.
So every year, our students here at the University of Massachusetts, Boston, find a way to make history in one way or another. This year, Alex Winnett has done just that. He's the first graduate in the history of the university to be awarded the John F. Kennedy Award for Academic Excellence, as well as to be designated as one of the 29 who shine, a statewide award that celebrates a student from each of our public universities and colleges in Massachusetts. And just the other day, to add to that, he won the Honors College's most coveted award. He has spent his college career serving others at home and on our Columbia Point campus in Boston, neighborhoods and abroad. Alex was a peer mentor at the University of Massachusetts, Boston. He served on student government and is president of our chapter of Phi Delta Epsilon, a national pre-medical student organization. He also helped low-income and elderly folks in Hyde Park, Mattapan, and Dorchester with their taxes. And he volunteered for the Boston Medical Reserve Corps and Hazardous Material Response Team at Massachusetts General Hospital, among just a few of the initiatives he has to do when he doesn't have other things that he wants to do in his life. He conducted hands-on biomedical research in our genomics laboratory and off-campus in the laboratory of nanomedicine and biomaterials at Brigham and Women's Hospital. And as part of his internship at Vistera, I'm getting tired just talking about you, man. He's an amazing guy. And after he graduates today with a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and a minor in mathematics, Alex hopes to pursue medical research in Central and South America before pursuing his MD, PhD, specializing in critical care medicine. Our medical school would be honored to have him sitting there. In recognition of your accomplishments throughout your time at your university and your selfless drive to help others, I am pleased to present the 2016 John F. Kennedy Award for Academic Excellence to you, Alex Winnett. It's my pleasure to introduce our JFK winner and your student speaker, Alex Winnett, to present his remarks on behalf of your class, the class of 2016.
Thank you, Chancellor, and everyone that has supported and will continue to support UMass Boston and our graduating class of 2016. I'd first like to acknowledge what an honor it is to speak on behalf of our graduating class, but admit that there's no way I can fully represent all of the graduates we're celebrating here today. What I will share are my own personal thoughts, and I hope that what I say might resonate with some of you. When I was in kindergarten, I was given a piece of paper and the choice of 3 crayons. I picked purple, blue, and red, and was tasked to draw something to put in a time capsule that would be opened when we graduated high school. Using my purple, blue, and red crayons, I attempted to draw a picture of an astronaut floating through deep space. And I wrote, "I want to see what's really out there." I likely drew the astronaut because, well, I thought rocket ships were cool, and that it would be so cool to sip a juice box while floating in midair. I'd like to think that somewhere in my little noggin, though, that what I meant by the words I wrote was that I wanted to understand why the world is the way it is, why I am who I am, and why things happen the way they happen, or to see for myself what's really out there. As a scientist and mathematician, I have this intrinsic desire to map and model what's really out there. And I do think that that is possible. I think that we're doing it. However, the model of life, which might go by different names to different people, is likely so expansive and complex that we can't, as of right now, fully comprehend it. But if there is indeed a model, then we could logically say that everything that we observe is a result of that model. Or in other words, everything happens for a reason. The reason for some things, such as having to work night and day as a bartender and lifeguard to pay for your education, might only become apparent a year later, after you've met faculty that have challenged the way you think and guided you through the most difficult of coursework. Or after you've been inducted into a family, that's family with a PH, that's there for you whether you're studying for an organic chemistry exam, after you've witnessed a heartbreaking situation at the hospital where you work, or even after you forced them to listen to a rap you wrote about amino acids. In other cases, we might not ever be able to see why things have happened the way they did, but that doesn't discredit that they happened for a reason. We're walking across this stage today, not by chance, but because we've endured intensive studies, long nights to early mornings, blizzards, full parking lots, and even the writing proficiency exam. To earn an education because we have a reason, a unifying reason, to see what's really out there, to understand why we are the way we are, and to not only shine light as beacons on the way the world works, but to improve it. These improvements don't always need to come as solutions to grand, earth-shattering challenges, though they certainly could. We could take on climate change to start. But these challenges could also come as seemingly small, unconnected means of making the complex model system that we call our world a better place. Holding the door, encouraging kids to be creative, offering to tap a stranger into the T station with your monthly pass as you exit the station, which is sometimes met with a confused stare, but other times met with overwhelming gratitude, because maybe that person could really use an extra $2.10, or a sign that we're in this world together and that we'll help each other. With that being said, I don't mean to say that we always need to tackle our challenges on our own. In fact, in many cases, that would be far more difficult. I've served as a volunteer tax preparer not because I really like meticulously filling out forms. Believe me, that's not a hobby of mine. But because filing taxes can be very expensive if you have to use a paid service, or immensely frustrating to try to navigate the IRS publications and tedious lines alone. I found that if I learned tax law and could share my skills with anyone who needed help, my clients wouldn't have to choose between paying for tax prep or food for 3 weeks. With the stress of tax preparation alleviated, my clients could afford their medications or heat in their homes during the winter. This cooperation, or sharing one's skills through service, is insurmountably fulfilling, and a core value that UMass Boston has impressed upon us. If I only ever used a purple, blue, or red crayon all my life, I would have a hard time drawing the choppy green water of the harbor on a windy day, or the rainbow lights of our integrated science complex, or my big, bright yellow Jeep Cherokee squeezed into a spot at Bayside. This is why they teach us in kindergarten to share our crayons, to work cooperatively, because we each have talents that alone can be brilliant, but when combined, produce masterpieces. Not everyone gets to start with 3 crayons, and some people get to start with more. But we, as students, have shared our crayons, our skills and expertise to achieve so much in our education thus far. And this is how we will achieve so much as alumni after we walk across this stage today. I task you to become experts in your field, master artists with the crayons you choose to color with. But also share your crayons, your expertise, outside your own canvas, and keep an eye out for how you can use the colors and artistry of others to enhance your own works. Keep your eyes on the stars and navigate thoughtfully. Explore the unknown. Stay hydrated. Be an astronaut. Graduating class of 2016, let's see what's really out there.
Appreciate you. Great job.